Yeah, hi once again. This is Glory Dawn 3 saying hello to everybody, and I'm saying happy Easter to everybody, okay? Now, today, everybody, everywhere, all over the world, they are celebrating the risen Lord, okay? They are celebrating that Jesus has risen, okay? Today is Easter for a lot of them, and what am I going to be talking about today? The reason that everybody is celebrating the risen Lord. The reason today is being Easter, and everybody all over the world, everybody all over the world, there's this joy that Jesus is risen. Okay? So now, okay, today we are celebrating the risen Christ. How Jesus went to the cross, and then from the cross, we know what he took, what he did when he went to the cross. He took our infirmities, he took all the baggages of the enemies, all the negativities of the dark kingdom. He nailed them all on the cross. And after 3 days, Jesus rose again. And we know that he's seated at the right hand of God in heaven. But now, today, I ask someone, why did you think that Jesus was able to do what? To have victory. The victory that he's risen, that we are celebrating today. What makes you think that he had, he was able to have this victory? Okay? That death couldn't hold him in captive. Oh yes, death couldn't hold Jesus in captive. The reason simply was because we have to go from the beginning, the journey of Jesus before Jesus went to the cross. Okay? And that journey began. We know about the first Adam. I preached about it, about the first Adam, how they were in the Garden of the Eden, and the tempter came, and how they lost it because the first Adam, they were not grounded in the word that I quote, it is written. They were not grounded. No, that was why they lost the battle. That was why the tempter had the victory over them. But like I always say, the second Adam becomes Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Oh yes. And now his own, the first Adam was in the Garden of Eden. That was when he lost when he lost the battle, when he lost the dominion, the power and authority given to him by our Creator God. So Jesus, the second Adam, has to come to do what? To retrieve it from the enemy. And that is what I'm telling somebody today. The very reason that we all are celebrating the risen Christ. And we know what happened with Jesus in the wilderness. Jesus own, the second Adam, was in the wilderness when the tempter came. Okay, there was a dialogue. We know the story when you go to the book of Luke chapter 4 and any other place in the book of the gospel, that was written about the tempter that came to Jesus in the wilderness. Okay, so now Jesus was grounded in the word, which I call today, it is written. Oh yes, that was why when the tempter came to Jesus, he was not able to do what? To have victory over Jesus. And moreover, before the tempter came, Jesus was already ready spiritually. Jesus was already, or has already guided himself in, prepared for a spiritual warfare with the tempter. He has already, we know the story, he has already fasted for 40 days and 40 nights and was really ready when the tempter came. And what was it? The dialogue there was, it is written. It is written. Jesus said it is written. The enemy said it is written. And at the end of the day, Jesus won the battle. And we know what the enemies offer. We know all that the tempter came. The same way he came in the Garden of Eden. We know what he came to offer Jesus. Now, I begin to ask somebody today, had it been that Jesus, your Jesus and my Jesus, was able to fall as a victim for the tempter, all the things that he offered Jesus, only for Jesus to do what? Only for Jesus to bow and worship him. Do you think today, brethren, brothers and sisters out there, do you think today that we'll be celebrating Jesus, that Jesus is risen? There won't be any Jesus is risen. Oh yes, that is why I said today we need to go to the genesis of how how Jesus became victorious, that death couldn't hold him in captive. Oh yes, that's what we are celebrating today, the risen Lord. And I took you to the wilderness experience, how he was able to conquer. And I don't know who I'm talking to today. You see, before men and women become, great in life, there are certain hurdles, there are certain temptations, there are certain trials that men need to go through before they become who they are today. Don't look at men, don't look at great men today, great women today, and think they just wake up one day and become great. No, they had to pass through their wildernesses, just like Jesus went through the wilderness. And today we are celebrating the risen Lord. So likewise, a lot of men and women out there that we are celebrating today, okay? They went through so many things in life for them to become who they are today. And that's today. I'm saying it to somebody. I don't know what it is that you're going through, that your wilderness has, instead of it to, begin to diminish or begin to, decrease, it's looking as if your wilderness is, getting harder and harder every day. But I have this word to tell you today. Just like everyone is celebrating Jesus, everybody all over the world, but did we know what he went through? Did we know the 3 days where Jesus went to? Jesus went to the Hades for 3 good days, 3 days and 3 nights. He did all the battles. Like I said, wilderness experience was his preparation. Had it been he failed it in the wilderness, he couldn't have gotten to the Hades the 3 days he went there. So Jesus did a lot of work for you and I. And that is the reason, men, brethren, we have to do what? We have to reciprocate this love by doing what? By loving Jesus back. It was all because of love that made Jesus to come, that made Jesus to take up this, what I call it, this cross, to go to the cross for everybody. He carried the weight of the whole world and went to the cross. So the least we can do, we that he died for, is to do what? Reciprocate that love. Love him back. Oh yes, because he did a great work for us. And that's why we're celebrating Jesus today. The dead couldn't hold him in captive. He is the Lord of Lords. He is the King of Kings. He is the I am that I am. I don't know who this world is today. I don't know the mood that you're in today. I don't know what it is. Like I said from the beginning, he took the baggages. He took the negativities. So I don't know the baggages of negativities that is surrounding you, that is weighing you down. Look up to Jesus. The Bible says he is the author. He is the finisher of our faith. He is the coming king. He has been king from the day he was born till now that we are celebrating him, and even when he is to come. So celebrate Jesus, everyone that is out there. He is risen. Oh yes, Jesus is risen. And we appreciate him. We appreciate the cross. We appreciate what he went to do. And we appreciate today that even death couldn't hold him in captive. And moreover, before I end this word, right? Even when Jesus, the stone that was, they put, to hold him bound or whatever in his tomb, they rolled the stone. Somebody died, they rolled a stone, and there was security looking after Jesus. You begin to ask yourself, why all this? Why all this security? Why all the stone? But like I said, being the King of Kings, the stone was rolled away. Jesus still came out. The security men, they ran away. So where were they? And what story are they telling today? The people that were the security men, they refused, they were bribed to even speak the truth, that they saw what happened, that Jesus rose from the dead, that death couldn't hold him in captive. They couldn't speak the truth. But what are we celebrating today? We're celebrating the truth today because Jesus is the way, the truth, and life. With this, I believe somebody will understand why we are celebrating Jesus today. Remain once again richly blessed from Glory Dawn 3. Thank you. Bye.